So I think it's safe to say that the splinter group here is several hundred, and that is a small portion, a real small portion, if you will, of the initial gathering. So I think what police are tweeting out there is pretty accurate information in my eyes.
Can I ask you, when did you first...
So you see right here...
Go ahead.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I was going to have my photographer Ken zoom in here to these officers here, asking people to kind of back off. I think we're in a good location now. I mean, there's no one really around us, so we should be okay. We're a block away from the Justice Center, but he's telling these guys and gals to get out of here. So, you know, they're armed with non-lethal force there. They've been using that, obviously, in the form of flashbangs and tear gas. And wow, that tear gas is powerful. I haven't had a taste of that since the post-election protest that we were covering for many nights in a row several years ago.
Sure, sure. Can I ask you, we don't
This was unprovoked. This was unprovoked.
We can hear people yelling.
We were walking down the side.
Go ahead, you're okay.
So yeah, we were watching, you know, it sort of develop on Sky 8. Yeah, sure, on Sky 8. And I was curious, as we started to see explosions and started to see things develop, how quickly did people at the square become aware? Did they hear things? Like, did you see any attention shift? Or like, how, because it seemed like it was two separate groups, but obviously they're not that far apart.
You could definitely hear the echo throughout the buildings here in downtown. I mean, obviously, imagine the tall buildings, the flashbangs. I mean, that crowd at the square definitely knew what was going on, but I had left and haven't been back since, just to kind of keep an eye on what was happening, you know, a few blocks away. But there's no way that the crowd at the square doesn't know that this is happening. You know, even if they couldn't hear it, which I highly doubt, their social media, word is spreading. They know what's happening, and up until you know, last check, they were still there, you know, giving talks and speeches and things like that, and that's what we've seen most of the night, and it was very peaceful. So it was wonderful to see. And then you had this group of several hundred, and we felt we should go check out what's happening, and that's kind of what's gotten us to the point that we're at right now.
Sure. Can you hear at all what police are instructing people to do? It does seem like they're pushing them further back from the fencing area, so like their perimeter is expanding. Like, what have you heard from officers as far as instructions, if any?
So if you've been following this coverage, you know, people at home have been following this coverage, they've set up basically fencing and barricades around the Justice Center, around the federal, you know, around the federal building, and those sort of things. So that's what police are trying to protect. So when this group of protesters have gone up there, you know, that's when then police move in and they say, hey, this is an unlawful assembly, you know, please move, please vacate this area. So we've been listening to those commands and then going to where we thought was a safe location. But you know, at some point police